So welcome to this video lecture series for energy conservation and audit. This is the subject for electrical engineering third year student, syllabus designed by MSBT. Today in this video lecture we are going to discuss about energy efficient motors. The significant features of energy efficient motor, advantages, application and their limitations. Early days, what happened when Nikola Tesla has invented induction motor, there were very greater losses in the induction motor. The efficiency is going up to only 60% or 50% or sometimes it is up to 40%. That is, electrical energy is converted into the mechanical energy up to 40% only. So for that purpose, so many people works on the design of the induction motor, on the to reduce how to reduce the losses of the induction motor, and the result is that these energy efficient motors are derived. Features of the energy efficient motors are as follows. These are use the less electricity, run smoother and longer than the motors designed by NEMA. So this run smoother, that indicate it will start easily, it can stop easily, its speed control is very smooth as compared to the normal induction motor. These are using less electricity, that is, they are conserving the electrical energy and they are consuming the less amount of power. An example is given if induction motor is of 85% efficiency, that indicates it will convert 85% of the electrical energy into the mechanical energy. Then energy efficient motor utilize the improved motor design, that is, size of the induction motor will gets reduced, then weight of the induction motor, then its mechanical features will get improved, and it also used high quality of materials. Its starting and running torque are good, that is, this can be start easily, this can be run easily, and accordingly their efficiency may get improved. Here in this chart, one comparison has been made for 1800 rpm open drip proof enclosure. These are the types of the losses: stator loss, rotor loss, core losses, windage and the friction losses. These are the motor HP, horsepower. You will find here that for lesser HP motors and for higher HP motors, the losses are different. Since the higher HP motor is used for bigger loads and lesser HP motors are used for some smaller load. So stator copper loss, it is going up to higher value and it is going for lower value. Core losses also nearly equal. Rotor copper loss is also going less here for higher HP. So from this we get a simple generalized phenomenon that higher HP motor is having somewhat lesser losses as compared to the lower HP motors. But as per the application, we had to decide which induction motor will be suitable for which type of applications. These are the loss component which will affect the efficiency of the induction motor. First is the stator copper, that is reducing the cross sectional area or increasing the length. So stator copper, the losses in the stator copper are I square R loss. To reduce that I square R loss, we had to reduce the resistance, and resistance directly deals with the length and inversely deals with the cross sectional area. So by doing some analysis on this resistance and the length, we can we can decrease the stator copper loss. Similarly, the rotor copper loss, rotor is of two type. One is known as squirrel cage rotor and another is known as the slip ring induction rotor. So in the slip ring induction rotor windings are used, and in the squirrel cage rotor bars are used. So sometime some points are given here. Damaged rotor cage. So sometime what happen if it is in a rotor bar, this outer cage may get affected due to the vibrations occurring in the induction motor, or due to the mechanical damages of the induction motor. So if there will be poor connection between the bars and the end rings are not installed properly, or wrongly installed, then again the rotor copper loss may get increased. So by doing physical analysis of this induction motor, of this rotor, we can improve the efficiency of the induction motor. Next is the core. Core, by improving the material used for the core, we can improve the efficiency of the induction motor. We can reduce the core losses. These are the techniques: applying improper burnout temperature, overusing of abrasive blasting with the stand and or a similar material, or hammering of the core. Sometime while doing the handling of the induction motor, the outer part, that is the core of the induction motor, will get some mechanical pressure, and due to that this motor will get uh, unbalanced size, uneven size, and due to that some air gap may get affected, and due to again friction losses may get increased. So for that purpose we have to handle the induction motor very carefully. Then friction and the windage losses. These are due to the more motor assembly by doing, by damaging, or by improper installing the bearings. Sometimes you will found the shaft of the induction motor is connected on the mechanical load, and if mechanical load increases and the motor will not support that particular load, then there will be twisting of the shaft, uh, twisting of the shaft, and due to that twisting, mechanical pressure applies on the bearings, and bearing gets damaged. Another point is that applying the excessive greasing, that is or using poor quality of the grease, or over oiling. As everyone knows that these induction motors are open to the atmosphere, and atmosphere contains the dust particle, and due to that if greasing is excessively applied, the dust gets collected on the bearings, and again friction loss may get increase. So for that purpose you have to make the proper maintenance and for reducing the windage and the friction losses. Then by using wrongly type of the fan, this fan is used for cooling the induction motor. So sometimes the blades of the fan are not properly installed. Then again unbalancing happened, and due to that unbalancing, the load of that unbalancing portion will occur on the shaft of the induction motor, and due to that the motor draws heavy current from the source side. Another point is stray, that is use of poor repair technique for motor dismantling, winding remover, core cleaning, and the motor rewinding. So these are the loss component due to which the efficiency may get affected. The modification in the design to improve the efficiency. See the modifications. First, that is low loss of the thinner lamination, reduced iron loss even at the partial load, and use of lower loss silicon steel. So here it is shown the thinner laminations. If you use thinner lamination to make the stator core, then eddy current losses get reduced, and if eddy current get losses reduced, then iron losses, overall iron losses will get reduced, and the efficiency of the induction motor may get improved. Use of lower silicon steel, this also improves the hysteresis losses. Second point, thicker conductor and the more content reduce the copper loss due to lower resistance. So obviously to increase the resistance, to decrease the resistance of the conducting material, that is the contents of the copper and the thicker conductor, that cross sectional area should be more. Next point is lower core length, uniform air gap between the stator and the rotor reduces the stray losses. That is the longer core length. The core designed for the induction motor should be longer, and the air gap between the stator and the rotor should be uniform at every point. Otherwise, there will be a friction between the stator and rotor. Again, motor draw heavy current from the source side. Special design for of the fan to reduce the windage losses. The fans are used to produce to reduce the windage losses, that is heat losses. So we can design the special fan to reduce this particular heat losses. An energy efficient motor results in lower energy cost when compared to the rewounded standard efficiency motor. So it is a very good concept that energy efficient motor, its cost is lower when it is compared with the standard when rewounded efficiency motor. So in that case you had to purchase this type of energy efficient motor to improve the overall efficiency. Then cost effectiveness. See, this is the chart for particular 15 kilowatt 4 pole efficiency pattern. This is the percentage of the load on the x-axis, and on the y-axis efficiency is shown here. The energy efficient motor depends on the factors like motor price, efficiency rating, annual hours of the use, energy rates, cost of the installation, downtime, and the availability of the utility, rebates and other incentives. So these are the factors which will affect the cost of the induction motor. So as per the requirement, as per the loading condition, we had to select the particular energy efficient motor. Advantages of energy efficient motors are: operate more satisfactory under abnormal voltage condition. Nowadays, so many faults occur on the transmission system, line to ground fault, line to line fault. So due to that, this voltage level will gets affected. And if this voltage level gets affected, then induction motor will not run properly. If it not run properly, it will produce disturbances, and that disturbances will be transferred towards the mechanical load, and the mechanical load again will not work properly. Overall efficiency of the system will get reduced. So this energy efficient motor can work under abnormal voltage condition also. Second point, the electrical power saving. Obviously losses are less, so electrical power saving is more. Operating temperature is also less. Please remember, induction motor can work in different duty cycles. If it is a continuous duty cycle, then temperature of the induction motor will get increased. But in this case, this induction motor is having some less temperature. Noise level is also lower. It will produce low noise. Fifth point, low initial cost. Its initial cost is also less. Sixth point, long life and low maintenance required. It is having high efficiency, automatic control, no fossil fuel required, and labor cost is also less. So these are some advantages of this energy efficient induction motor. Some disadvantages are portability. Initial cost is somewhat more as compared to the general induction motor, and sometimes the speed control, as per the loading condition, speed control may get affected. Applications are: motors are suitable for wide application like paper, cement, textile mills, cranes, material handling, machine tools, and the blower, etc. So in this way, today we will discuss about the energy efficient motors. I hope that you will get some idea regarding this energy efficient motors. So thank you.